Hey guys, wanted to get in a nightly review for the week, um, so you can be prepped for the week. Wanted to go through what I was looking at, um, so you can see here, starting off with futures for the S&P. You can see we're down about $25 today. We opened around 43.90. We're down at 43.57, or sorry, 43.62 right now. So we're down, like I said, 25, 24, $25. Um, the couple things I'm looking at here is, we're around this key level around that 43.50 range. Couple things to notice. Last time we were down here, we had essentially a pin bar and we were above that 21. We were still squeezing, but you can see here on the yellow bars, we had that selling pressure actually subsiding, and we were moving above that 21 once we were around this level. And then if we look back as we were going down past that level here at the 43.50 level, you can see here we were squeezing here, but we had a subsiding of buying pressure. So we weren't super weak, but we still had a subsiding of buying pressure. And then we started breaking down as we started having that selling pressure increase, and then that took us down to the 4,200 level. The thing here, though, is now we have selling pressure already breaking down right at the 43.50 level. So if we have more weakness coming in, we can get back down to that 4,200 level pretty fast, just because we're still below that 21. And these bars in here, right, we have a pretty strong selling bar, and once again this bar is starting to shape up to be pretty strong as well. So we could have a decent drop in the market. So now if we look at the sectors, one thing I want to look at, let's look at XLK and XSD, because if the market is going to be coming back, those two sectors are going to be the two sectors that carries the market, right? So the tech sector and semiconductors. So if we're looking at tech sector, 146 right there is a key level. And if I go out here on the daily, you can see we've got that key level here at 146. A couple things to note: when we were at that key level back in October of last year, you can see we had selling pressure, right, coming in, but we were still above the key level. And then as soon as we had a wick off that key level, you can see here we started floating back up towards that 21. So then the next time we came down, kind of the same thing here, touched it, and we had a lot of selling pressure coming in, but we didn't break the level. And now here, these last few times we had came down, we didn't have a ton of pressure coming in, but we were down at that level, and we had a stronger bar here, and then we had broke through that next day with the selling pressure, but then we quickly recovered, right? And then these last couple of times we kind of hung around. It was just kind of going back and forth between selling pressure and that selling pressure subsiding. But now if we look, we're below that 21. We've got bearish divergence coming in, and we're kind of basing right around that level with that selling pressure increasing. So, just not looking good, really. We could have definitely a move back down towards that 141 level for XLK, because see, we didn't have any bullish or bearish divergence here. Um, we did have some here, but now we're we've got that bearish divergence coming into our setup here. And then if we look at the weekly for XLK, we're well underneath that 21 with additional selling pressure coming in. So that's kind of another factor there. Going into XSD, definitely underneath that 21 with selling pressure increasing, and we're actually closed below that 181 level, which was a key level for XXD that I had drawn in. So even on the weekly chart, we're not looking strong at all. And just like XLK, we're kind of basing around that daily level of the 181, and we've got bearish divergence coming in. So it's looking weaker than what it did last time we were down around this level, right? Because you can see here we were essentially squeezing, and then we were breaking out of the squeeze. We were kind of going back and forth right at that level, but we were actually holding the level. Here we're below where we were at before, and we've got that bearish divergence coming in. So overall, just not looking strong. I do have a bit of a bearish sentiment going into the market, but like anything, like I always say, anything can happen. So we'll see. Let me go through a few stocks I'm looking at for the week here. So from a daily perspective, we've got DE, we got Deere and Company. If things do look strong and the market does bounce, industrials, the industrial sector is going to be one sector I'm going to be looking at. DE looks strong, definitely near all. We're at all-time highs for Deere, and we are breaking out of a one-day squeeze. Dow, same setup as Deere in the industrial sector, breaking out of that one-day squeeze. So if we can break through that $65 range, it's kind of clear skies up towards that $71 range. We do have some resistance in here, probably around 68, but we do have some clear skies up towards 71 once we get broken through there. And another one I'm looking at is Square. So if the market is weak, Square is definitely what I'm looking at. Got bearish divergence coming in. It's underneath that 21, and the tech sector overall is weak. Payment systems are weak. Let's take a quick look at PayPal and see where we're at here. Yeah, PayPal is set up the same way. So Square could be a good one to short if the market is weak. Now let's look at 4 hour. So we've got HD. So unlike its counterparts, HD, if the market is weak, HD is what I'm going to be looking at to short. If we've got a weak market, if we go to the daily chart, so you can see HD is quite weak. So if you go back to the 4 hour consumer discretionary, the XLY, pretty sure XLY. I always forget about XLY and XOP. I always get them mixed up. Yeah, consumer discretionary. So going back to HD, if it's weak, if the market's weak, definitely looking at it breaking down out of that 4 hour squeeze since it's already fired. Roku is another one I'm looking at. If the market's weak, it's breaking down out of a 4 hour squeeze. And then last but not least, Mr. Fake Meat, Beyond Meat is another one I'm looking at. If the market's weak, looking to short that as well. So that's what I got for the week. Don't have any 1 hour setups, but definitely have some daily and 4 hour setups. And I've got one, two. You know what? And actually, let me review. Let me see. I had Google on here as well. I don't think Google was quite in the squeeze. Yeah, Google wasn't quite in the squeeze, but just because Google is one of those leading stocks, you can see it's got bearish divergence, so it's breaking down out of that daily setup. If we get down past that 24.67 range, and even I'm looking at if we get down past the 25.31 range, looking for that move probably back down to the 2467 range for Google. So we'll see how that one sets up on Monday as well. Anyways, hopefully you guys got some studying in, got some rest over the weekend, and hopefully you're prepared for next week or prepared for tomorrow, I guess. And with that being said, good luck trading this week, and rest up. And I will talk with you guys later.